My do people, wanna no look me like this, so wanna gather here. Sure, because Makamba don't show. No, Olumide Akpata matter carry come. Olumide don't come tell us the kind favor what Peter Obi do for him, and how we use appreciate the favor. Chai, see human being. E no end for deal. You can't carry mouth chook for this election where they want to do tomorrow. So will be 21st of September 2024. The thing will won't happen. If you not vote for him as governor, if you not make him una governor, my people, make a let una use una hear wetin him talk. He can't talk how him go collect all the people wey don dey chop Edo people money from since the days of Noah, Abi John the Baptist, 19 Korodom. How dem go begin pay them? In short, Makamba, you two talk. Make my people listen. My people, I don't know for my handle. Let's go.
Yes, indeed. I mean, your campaign started really early. I'd like to get a feel of, the kind of vibes, like we say in this part, that you've been getting in the course of your campaigns. What's your experience like so far?
It has been a very good vibe, very exciting. We started early because we recognized very quickly that the people were despondent, the people were still hungover from their experience of the 2023 presidential elections. And as such, it was necessary for us to go back to them, to encourage them to embrace the democratic process yet again, and to keep hope alive. So which is why we started really early. And yes, you're correct. As a candidate, I have gone round the state at least twice. In fact, I'm just about to complete the third lap. Or let's put it this way, I've completed the third lap because after today, we really can't do much. It's a good vibe because the people are daring to believe again. The people are ready to come out to vote. And as you know, Edo State is the hotbed of the obedient movement of the Labour Party. And indeed, we are very optimistic that we are going to unleash the power of the people on Saturday. And they are going to vote for their party of choice, which is the Labour Party, because they are tired, they are frustrated with government as such an abysmal, government that is performing so abysmally, and I'm referring to the current PDP government at state level and the APC government at federal. The people are tired, and we have been able to convince them to come out and vote and exercise their franchise and dare to hope again that good governance can return to Edo State. And so we're excited. It's a really good vibe. I wish you were here in Benin to get a flavor of it.
Okay, of course, we'll be there with you in spirit. Now, speaking of, your chances, let's, touch on that. You come from Edo South, where the present governor, Godwin Obaseki, hails from. With the dynamics of the politics in Edo State, indeed, across the country, some might say that might be a minus for you because, the thinking is that it should go elsewhere. Is that a concern to you? How have you been able to convince the people of Edo State that it doesn't really matter?
Oh yes, I think the people have, most people have dumped that hang up, if I may call it that. Most people have come to accept, first and foremost, that zoning is a party affair. And my party has decided to throw our primaries open and to allow for the best men to win. The people have also come to recognize that development knows no tribe. The people are not stupid. They have checked and they have seen that even in the Edo Central Zone that is agitating, some people are agitating on their behalf. They have had several opportunities at the federal level, ministers who have done nothing to develop the area. So people recognize that it is not so much about where you come from, but about a party that is interested in good governance. So we have told the people that at Labour Party, yes, we are not averse to zoning, but on this occasion, because of our peculiar circumstances, because we are new to the game, as it were, we should be allowed to field who we consider to be our best candidate for now. And that happens to be me, a Bini man from Edo South. And then, after this round, definitely we can switch the zoning clock on, and then we can begin the process of zoning. Politics is a game of numbers, and the whole idea is to win. So Labour Party has appealed to our base, to the people, that they should trust us on this one. And the people believe that this is the best way to go. And having said that, I don't think the people are ready to take any risk right now to bring about or to usher in incompetent governance or incompetent persons to be governor just because the person comes from one particular part of the state. The people will not do that again. They've done it before, and they've seen how badly they've been treated by persons who have no business being in government. So this time around, the considerations are different. Track record, compassion, empathy. Those are the things that the people are looking at. And I'm telling you, this is the word on the street. So the issue of zoning has taken a back seat, and people want to see a competent person in government.
Right. Mr. Akpata, I mean, and you have not failed to take advantage of the popularity of the presidential candidate of your party in the 2023 general election, talking about Mr. Peter Obi. You have firmly put him in the middle of your campaign. How much, difference really is his involvement in your campaign making?
Oh, it's making a whole lot of difference because he is one individual that people trust. People trust Peter Obi because his word is his bond. People trust Peter Obi because he's a performer. And so his endorsement of my candidacy is worth his weight in gold. And so I make no bones about it. And I will not hesitate to take advantage of the fact that he supports my, and those of you who know him, and people who know Peter Obi well know that he would only associate himself with a candidate who he has confidence, every confidence in his or her abilities. And so I'm fortunate, I'm privileged that he is willing to stand shoulder to shoulder with me on the podium, on various podiums across the state. We have been to all 3 senatorial zones together. He has been very, very magnanimous with his time and with his energy. And he has brought that to bear on the campaign process. And the people are definitely encouraged by his presence. Right. He gives them reason to believe again. Okay. He gives them hope again.
If I may come in again at this point. Now, speaking of confidence and all of that, as the day draws closer and closer, how confident are you in terms of preparations by INEC, the election regulator or monitor, if you like? And of course, do you have any concerns about security? So far, the PDP candidate has raised concerns about the neutrality or otherwise of the police and indeed INEC. Do you have similar concerns?
Well, talking about preparation, firstly, as a party, as a candidate, I'm pumped, I'm psyched, and I'm ready. We are fully prepared for this election. So that is us. We have gone to the people. We have made our case to them. We have put forward our pitch, and the people have accepted us. And so we are very, very confident that we shall receive their total support at the polls on Saturday. Now, with regard to the umpire, the regulator, INEC, we're hopeful because there are certain peculiar factors that lend themselves to this process that will hopefully bring about a positive outcome. Firstly, is an off-cycle election. So in that regard, we are fortunate and privileged to have the undivided attention of INEC on this state, so they can bring to bear their entire machinery on the process. But having said that, I am still concerned because I bother about capacity issues. Right now, we've heard rumors of some of the actors already fighting it out at the INEC center somewhere in Benin City. I'm yet to confirm that. I just read a news flash that some hoodlums have carted away sensitive materials. Again, yet to confirm that. But I'm concerned about capacity. I'm concerned about the fact that the terrain, I have been around Edo State about 5 times in this process. The roads are in a deplorable state. I just wonder to myself, how can INEC manage to get around in these conditions? I just returned from the riverine areas of Edo State. I wonder to myself, is the regulator able to access this? Will people not be disenfranchised? You just need to see the conditions of our roads. I just returned to Benin from Irua. It is so difficult to get around. So I'm very worried about just the logistics of this process. So as you can imagine, we will continue to engage with the operators. We will continue to interrogate the system. With regard to security,
right. Very quickly, so that I can put two issues.
You mentioned the issue of security.
Yes, very quickly, but there's not much time. I want to take you up on a statement you're quoted as saying that you will hold anybody that steals public funds before or during your watch. I mean, and I'm wondering, how far back are you willing to, hold them accountable if you do become governor? Will you go as far back as 1999 or what exactly?
We'll go as far back as necessary. The problem with our country, the problem with Nigeria and why we are where we are is the lack of, there are no consequences for bad behavior. There are no sanctions. Fortunately, I come from the justice sector system. We will go as far back as we need to go. So if there's evidence of pilfering, if there's evidence of mismanagement, of course, anybody, no matter how highly placed, will be brought to book. So for me, I make no bones about it. There's no equivocation on my part. I just listened to a clip from on another station, Edo State governor speaking about saying, a vote for Labour is a vote for APC. And for me, I think that is delicious irony. Delicious irony, because we have a government that has totally underperformed. And we have a huge debt profile, closing in on 600 billion. And this state receives 16 billion naira a month. So there's no doubt in my mind that if people cannot explain properly what they have done with government funds, they will be in trouble.
Now,
they will be in really big trouble.
Speaking of government funds, very quickly, Mr. Peter Obi has said that if you do become governor, you will fix federal roads, that it really doesn't matter because, look, these federal roads are domiciled in the state. So how are you going to get funding based on what you've just said? How are you going to get funds, to fix these roads, especially the federal ones?
Edo State at the moment receives circa 16 billion naira a month. Edo State is in a position to attract private investment. Edo State is not poor. It's not a poor state. So with that kind of income profile and working with a consortium of road construction companies, we should be able to fix our roads. The roads that are federal, definitely will fix them. And when we fix them, there's a mechanism for receiving reimbursement that the governor of Edo State is aware of, but has refused to engage the system. So for us, we will definitely fix the roads, federal, state, or otherwise, because these roads are applied by Edo indigenes or those who are coming to do business in Edo State.
Right.
You need to see the condition of our roads. It's shameful and disgraceful. I mean, it's a slur on us as a state, and I think it speaks volumes about the incompetence of the current government.